Anchorage is a priority research heavy cruiser from the Eagle Union and is a part of the theoretical Anchorage class of heavy cruiser. She's only available from the Priority Research 4 series in the Lab section of the game. Anchorage and the Anchorage class of heavy cruiser were conceived after the US Navy had noticed that, while their own heavy cruisers lacked any sort of torpedo tubes, the Japanese heavy cruisers they faced were typically armed with 610mm torpedoes. If the Naval Office ever went through with their plans to add torpedoes to their heavy cruisers, they would have likely been equipped with two 533mm quad torpedo launchers, one for each side. To unlock, max out Anchorage's development level and reach Fate Sim 5 for her, you must have a total of 850 Eagle Union tech points, accumulate a total of 3 million experience with Eagle Union Vanguard ships, complete a total of 13 research projects, have 10 Tier 2 and 5 Tier 3 cruiser retrofit blueprints, have 20,000 coins, 5 wisdom cubes, and 508 of Anchor's blueprints. In her character art drawn by Lal Roll, Anchor wears a black tube top, black short shorts, a white sleeveless top with cross belt and collar, an oversized white and dark blue overcoat that she wears below her shoulders, dark blue, high-heeled shoes, and 2 metallic hair ties that tie her hair into twin tails. Her rigging consists of multiple white wave pieces of armor with a blue interior and gold accents, 3 triple-barreled naval cannons, 2 to her left, 1 to her right, a large white halo that floats above her, and multiple pieces of Saint's Quartz floating around her. In her voice lines, voiced by Rina Hidaka, who also voices Silica in SAO, Hanako Omuro in Yuri Yuri, I-400 in Arpeggio of Blue Steel, Mitsuki Kisaragi, Yayoi, Mochizuki, and Satsuki in Canacol, Iris in Pokemon, Mio in Maiden Abyss, Milim Nava in Slime Isekai, Philo in Shield Hero, Kobachi Osaragi in Kaguya-sama, Ren Yamai in Komi-san, Eru Aharen in Aharen-san, Misuzu Gundo in Tomo-chan is a Girl, Yaya and Katura in Grand Blue Fantasy, Rebel Rolls in ART 556 in Girls Frontline, Ursula in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Hinata Wakaba in Blue Archive, and Neon in Nikkei. Anchor often calls the commander teacher.
指揮官先生先生アンカレッジわーい先生好き先生アンカレッジユニオンの従順バルチモアたちお友達先生もお友達先生指揮官よりいいアンカレッジ先生好き先生好きメール難しいの読めない先生読める先生どこアンカレッジ一人ぼっち怖い先生忙しいアンカレッジ一緒なでなで先生いい子泣かないアンカレッジも泣かないにっこり
At level 125 with max affinity, development, and Fate Sim, Anchor has 6,399 HP, 257 firepower, 219 torpedo, 232 AA, 166 reload, 82 evasion, medium armor, 26 speed, 152 accuracy, 15 luck, and consumes 13 oil. Anchor has 3 skills, which focus on buffing her evasion and torpedo stats. Anchor's first skill, Riddle Me This, is upgraded to Riddle Me This Plus when she reaches Fate Sim 5. At level 10, she gets plus 15% evasion. When she fires her torpedoes, there's a 75% chance to fire an improved special barrage. If the barrage fails to proc, minus 3 seconds to the loading time of Anchor's next torpedo wave. Her second skill, Hide and Seek, at level 10, when Anchor fires her torpedoes, she deploys a smoke screen and a barrier. The smoke screen lasts for 5 seconds and increases the evasion rate of all ships within by plus 40%, and doesn't stack with other smoke screens. The barrier also lasts 5 seconds and can absorb damage equal to 6% of Anchor's max HP. If the barrier is destroyed before it expires, Anchor gets plus 100% evasion rate for 2 seconds. Her third skill, Siren Killer, increases Anchor's damage dealt to sirens by plus 15%. This cannot be leveled like a normal skill. The recommended equipment for Anchor is the prototype triple 203mm SKC MGM for the best AP heavy cruiser gun, a purple rarity 550mm triple torpedo launcher, since they have the low reload time which allows for a faster skill proccing, a twin 57mm L60 Bofors for the best general use AA gun, a Beaver Squad tag, which buffs her evasion and gives a buff to the entire fleet's movement speed, a high-performance steering gear for a buff to evasion, and the Greatsword for a buff to torpedo and firepower. It's interesting that Anchorage is essentially a fat destroyer, given that she has incredibly high evasion for a heavy cruiser, is equipped with torpedoes, like a destroyer, but has the armor, HP, and firepower of a heavy cruiser, therefore a fat destroyer. And this makes her one of, if not the best main tank for the Vanguard fleet. Her base evasion is 82, which is then raised to about 94 with her S1, raised again while in her smokescreen to 132, and is raised for a third time if her barrier breaks to, I believe, 264, making her 11th place for ship evasion if in the smokescreen. That's not to mention her special barrage from her S1, torpedo reload time, also from her S1, and the barrier that she can deploy. The drawbacks are minor, at least in my opinion, since if something fails or is broken, a secondary effect occurs instead of the skill ending. For example, the torpedoes only have a 75% chance to proc a special barrage, but if it fails, she gets a faster torpedo reload time. If her shield breaks, she gets a massive evasion rate buff. And as always, there's the typical massive cost in raising, researching, and unlocking her, much like with every other PR ship. But even then, she should be one of the first PR ships that you research and unlock, because you will find very few other ships that even are close to being as half as good a tank as Anchorage is. In short, high priority to raise. Thank you for watching. Please follow my Twitter and Blue Sky for updates, and please check out my other Arknights and Girls Frontline videos as well.